Hello everybody, I'm Christian, your RM Fantasy S expert. You're probably used to Chase being here. I am too. I don't know where he's at, but the show must go on. Daytona's in the books, lots to talk about, so let's get into our race recap. So, Daytona's come and gone, lots to talk about, takeouts, passes, all sorts of stuff, and an unlikely winner. Let's get started with, you know, this just don't feel right. We gotta go find Chase. Dudes, you guys seen Chase? No. Chase. Chase. What the heck?
Dude, I'm sorry. How was I supposed to know? I mean, you've done good at triple rounds, but even you said that you're not good at rough, ruddy tracks and you're not an outdoor guy, and we went to Daytona. I told you, I'm sorry. All right, let's just put the past behind us. Let's get out there. Hey, dude.
Dude, what are you doing?
I told you, I have to patch things up with Brayton. I feel so bad about last week.
Hey, short-term memory, bro.
All right, give me just 1 minute. I'll be in there. You can start without me. I gotta fix this. All right, everyone, I'm back. Now, as you saw, I had to patch things up with the old number 10, Mr. Justin Brayton.
It was rough.
It was rough. Last week, I said do not put him in your top 5, and you probably saw it. I threw his number plate off the table. For that, I am sorry, and that's why I had to apologize. And to you guys out there, and hence, I have the dunce hat for SXperts this week.
Well deserved. I kind of said the same thing too, but I'm letting you take the blame.
A lot of people called me out on YouTube too.
Well, we got some stats to back you up at least here in a minute.
I still feel bad. Well, if you guys weren't there, if you were, here we go. Justin Brayton, congrats to that man. Oldest rider in history to win a race, and it was Daytona. Tomac, Webb, Christian Craig,
on fire,
on fire. Marvin Muscan, and Father Time getting the wild card.
Coming in with our most picked position of the week, Chad Reed. So,
which is unreal.
Yeah.
So it's pretty wild. Now, you have some favorite moments that you took from the week?
Yeah, the ones that stood out to me was when Webb came through and passed Craig and then gapped him by like 3 bike lengths in like less than a second. That was crazy to me.
That was pretty cool.
Also, I like the views. The whole track was cool. The UTV going down the big lane, showing you how fast they're really going.
It's like no other race. I think it's freaking awesome.
So what did you like?
Tomac taking out Webb in the heat race, I thought was actually pretty good.
Hot topic there,
And then later Tomac said blatantly, I took him out because I got mad.
I like it.
And then I think just Tomac's charge from the back. We now know, oh, my hat's falling off. We now know what Marvin's kryptonite is. It's not the whoops.
No.
It's tear-offs.
Yeah, he had a major issue. Pretty much gave away the win at that point, so.
I don't fully believe that the tear-offs what caused him to crash. No. What do you guys think? But
it might have played a part. But
anyway, so stats this week, let's see.
The stats are dwindling. We've been going down on averages the last 4 weeks, down to 23 points, which means I predict this is gonna be a big week. So that's where I go with the thinking on that. 0 perfect scores again, and to back you up on Brayton, only 23 people out of over 71,000 had picked him to win.
0.0004%.
Yeah, so there's that. There's him saying on the podium he didn't expect to win that, never would have guessed.
But hey, maybe that number went up a lot if we just said put him in your top 5.
Probably would have. So.
Yeah, and then 24% got the wild card correct. That's more than any other position.
Yeah, I don't know if that's ever happened. So
dude,
big
pretty
points
crazy.
there. Missed it by 1 point. Or 1 place, I don't know about you.
Yeah, Chisholm.
Yep.
Oh, man. But as far as injuries go, so Hill, not sure. I don't think he's going to be racing this weekend. Seeley's out, Barsha, Grant, Roxon, Bogle, and Weimer.
Yep.
So for this coming round, do not put them in your picks. But this weekend, we're getting to St. Louis.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it. This is our track trends. All right, so for this week, we're headed to St. Louis, round 11. Now, to give you a quick little feature on the track, ruddy and tacky.
And what really stands out, split start.
Split start, which is going to be cool.
Get your good qualifying in.
No sand.
Sand.
I think the riders could use a break.
Yep, sounds out.
And then last year, I know the whoops do break down a little bit. I know the riders last year watching the race were actually jumping through them quite a bit.
I know it was kind of hard to see blue flags there last year too.
Yeah, and Tomac, Muscan, and Anderson were all in your top 5 last year at this track. So look for that.
Yep.
But you've got something interesting.
I got a quick segment called We're Going Streaking. Some of the active streaks we got going on in Supercross right now. Blake Baggett still, since round 2, has either taken 3rd, 7th, or 9th. He's done each one of them 3 times, 9th last week.
Okay.
Kyle Chisholm's finished 13th the last 4 rounds. Tyler Bowers, 14th the last 3 rounds. Kyle Cunningham, 15th the last 2 rounds. Ben LeMay took 20th the last 2 rounds and then 17th the 2 rounds before that. Dean Wilson, 8th the last 2 rounds, which is important since it's the wild card this week. And Benny Bloss, 2 11ths. So a lot of streaks going on right now. Might be able to capitalize on that with your picks. So
there you go. Christian sees things that nobody else can, and those are streaks.
That's how you crunch the stats.
All right, well, there it is. That is our track trends, but let's get into it because it's getting intense. This is our points battle. All right, man, so for this week, points battle now.
Most popular picks.
Most popular picks right here. Now, Tomac, I was so torn. Okay, yes, I've apologized about the Brayton thing, but Brayton's out in the lead. I see Tomac charge it to the pack.
Yeah.
And I've never been in such a predicament where I was like, okay, I really want Tomac to win, but I would hate to see Brayton lose.
And that's the fantasy life. I'm sure
That
everybody's
is,
gone through it. You
I'm
want
sitting
Brayton
there like,
to win,
you
but
need to pass him because I need some points.
it's the battle of do you want fantasy points or who you want to win.
So bad. But
yep.
again, props to Brayton.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that Tomac, after he took out Webb in the heat race,
Yeah, got beef.
I guess,
Webb was
started
just beefing
I
all
guess,
around.
From what I understand, Tomac went over to Webb after and said, "Welcome to the 450."
It was in the press conference.
Well,
so.
I hate to say it, Tomac,
kinda
but you're
been there a
about a
while.
year and a half late because Webb's been here for a while, so I don't really know.
Kind of weird.
Anderson, this guy is
Kind of rough night.
Rough
Just
night,
rough
but
night.
kind of 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. He's not had a good East Coast, really, other than winning the Triple Crown.
Yeah, like I don't know what to do with him anymore. It went from like your solid 1 or 2, and now I'm just like, dude, I don't know where to put you.
First time out of the top 5 last week, and he crashed in the heat. He crashed in the main.
His starts have gone from a 4.4 on the west to 7.3 on the east.
Yeah.
So
Something's going on. He's playing it safe or having issues. I don't know.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Where do you put Anderson this week? What do you got for Webb and Muscan over there?
Webb, top 5 in 2 of the last 3 rounds.
Killing
so
it.
his overalls are coming in. But is he dangerous? He's beefing with Tomac. He beefed with Roxon.
Payback's a B word,
Payback's a B word with everyone with him right now. So.
Okay.
But his average start is 5th in the last 3 standard rounds. So he's going to be up there.
All right.
No doubt. Moving on to Marvin Moose. Can throw the race away, messing with a tear-off when he's going over that jump. Almost wiped out the mechanics. He had it. I think he got excited getting out there in front. I don't know. He had issues, no doubt. So I still think he's in there. No, you leave him in. He's led laps in the last 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So he's going to be up towards the front.
The most uncharacteristic Marvin I've seen for a while.
Yeah, that was wild. It kind of threw us all for a loop, but Brayton capitalized. That's all it takes.
Yeah.
So another thing with Tomac, though, you got to put him back in first. I mean, he had the fastest lap in 10 of the laps last round and came back from, dead last start to, I think he was in 5th place by lap 8. Like, has that ever happened? I mean, that was pretty crazy. So
Reminiscent of Salt Lake City last year.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so there it is. That is your points battle. These are your pretty much top 4 riders and everyone's picks for the most part. But now we got to talk about some important stuff, weekly spoilers, because it's harder than ever right now.
Yeah, it's getting wide open. So
let's talk about it. This is our weekly spoilers. All right, so for this weekly spoilers, we've got them. These are your top 4 contenders to crack into the top 5 positions, not even by our picks. This is going off of you guys out there.
Yeah, this ain't our opinion. This is off your picks. So.
Your picks, so we're putting them up here. Now, rider number 1, Justin Brayton. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Yes, he's on a high. He won Daytona. But for this week's picks, absolutely.
Maybe leave him in there.
Leave him in there.
I mean.
Totally viable. Do it.
He led 17 laps.
Look what happens. Maybe I should take some credit. I threw him off the table last week, and he wins the
Those 22 people, you're welcome.
Yeah, we had a comment in the down below, and someone was like, maybe you pissed Brayton off. I was like, maybe you're right.
Whatever it takes for him to win. He's not mad about it now.
Yeah, well, the dude's on a roll. Christian Craig, he got a 5th at the Triple Crown, and then a 4th, Whole Shot King.
And in the top 5, both rounds, he's been in the 450 class. 3 whole shots, Triple Crown included.
Yep.
So he's getting good starts.
In my opinion, he's the safest bet of anyone up here.
I probably agree with that, yeah.
Okay, what do you got for these 2?
Blake Baggett was kind of banged up last week. Had decent qualifying, but just looked rough in the main. His lap times weren't that great. But he has taken third 3 times in a row this year, so don't be short on him. And the last time he took 7th and then 9th.
Yeah.
This season, that's when he reeled off those 3 thirds.
I'm only a little worried because I know he's got the injury with his wrist. I know he could put it in the heater for a fast qualifying time, but I don't know if that means anything for the main right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So a little riskier of a pick. Weston Pike kind of in the same boat, banged up from 2 weeks ago.
But he got 6th place last week.
Got 6th.
Nobody even really talked about it.
Yeah, he got another solid start, rode it out. I mean, there's nothing that can stop that man. So.
Okay, I think he's creeping back into my picks sooner than later.
Yeah, as soon as he starts feeling good.
All right.
So.
Well, there it is. And those are the not the wild card.
Spoilers.
That's the spoilers. Now, what's the wild card this week? 8th place?
8th place. We need to talk about it.
We do need to talk about it. So let's get into it. This is the wild card watch.
All right. Going into the wild card, 8th place. We got to get it. We both missed it by 1 spot last week.
Dude.
Kyle Chisholm.
He was in 12th for like half the race.
Goes back to his happy place in 13th where he's finished 4 times in a row. We should have known, but.
All right.
Anyways, dealing with stats, these are the riders you need to watch out for in 8th place. We got Brock Tickle first. He's already finished 8th place 3 times this year, 9th once. He doesn't get good starts, usually has to climb up the field. Dean Wilson, last 4 finishes, 9, 8, 8, 7, and then 8 again, actually. So he's taken 8 3 times in the last 5 rounds.
All right.
What else you got?
For me, one rider that I'm hyped on this week for the wild card is going to be Malcolm Stewart. He had a bad result last week. I think he got 16th at Daytona.
Don't be thrown off that result. He had an issue.
He was running well in the top 10, and what's funny is actually these two came together.
Yeah, kind of had an issue.
And from what I understand, Wilson actually went over and apologized to Stewart.
Yeah, took the high road and manned up.
Yeah. But anyway, Malcolm Stewart has gone 8, 9, and then he was running 8th at Daytona before Dino took him out.
This one's kind of hard. A lot of people are right in there, so.
Anyway,
watch qualifying. On average, the guy who's taken 10th, or qualified 10th, has finished in 8th on the year.
You're going with Dino this week, huh?
I'm going with Dino.
I got Stewart.
maybe they'll get together again somehow.
Maybe they'll hold hands and just be like, hey, dude, let's cross at the same time. I don't know. All right, well, next up, it's our favorite segment because we get them on the phone each and every week. Seven Deuce. Mr. Adam Knapp, we call it Between Two Berms with the 7 Deuce Deuce. All right, so we've got him on the phone, the people's champ, the 7 Deuce Deuce. He goes by a lot of names, but he is our good friend, Adam Knapp. What's up, Adam?
What's up, guys? Good to be back on the show.
Well, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Now, Adam, for this week, we actually asked the viewers to write questions that they would have for you that they wanted answers to. So we actually took 3 of our favorite questions that we got. So if you're good with that, we're just going to ask you 3 questions coming from viewers.
Go ahead.
All right. So first question coming from Troy Mason is, when do you make more music?
Well, Troy, I'm in the process of making more music right now. It's actually been going really good, but it's kind of been on the back burner for Supercross. But for all you 7 Deuce Deuce music fans, I am going to be coming out with a whole new album on 7/22. Which should be dropping in the middle of outdoor. I'm going to have some music videos. I'm going to have the whole 9 yards, and hopefully we're going to make a big impact for next year. And actually, I'm super excited. I got some new moto anthems, some regular music. I got all kinds of cool stuff waiting for you guys, so I'm super excited about that.
Nice. All right, Christian, what's our next question?
What do you need to improve on most to make it into more main events?
That's something that we've been obviously working on lately. I think one of the biggest things is just starts. Yeah. I actually did get a pretty good start in the heat race this weekend. I was around 7th or 8th in that first heat, but I made a big mistake. I was being a little overexcited and tried to make some power moves too quick and ended up on my face. I had a couple bent pipes up, and I had to go to the LCQ. And then in the LCQ first corner, I bent my shifter underneath my case, so that was unfortunate. And I was stuck in 2nd gear at Daytona, and that's not the gear you want to be. That's not the gear you want to be stuck in at Daytona. I think that to answer that question, I think I really need to work on starts, which I've been hammering out for the last 2 weeks. And I did actually whole shot the V practice in that third session. So that was a good start, and hopefully I can just kind of keep working on that. I got some Lit Pro data that's been telling me what I need to do to get out of the gate and what a whole shot is, and I'm getting closer and closer to that every time I do a start. So definitely just working on technique, getting a better start, and being more aggressive.
Maybe some louder fans too.
Absolutely, definitely louder fans. If you're not loud enough, Seven Dudes doesn't have that extra energy to put in the main event, so make sure you're screaming Seven Dudes for sure.
Right
They
on.
will help out there.
All right, so, question was from Moto Baz Fan. I hope I pronounced that right.
Sorry about that.
So last question from Jason Hull. And he asked, what is the biggest obstacle that separates the top 5 to 10 riders, you know, those routine or those elite riders, from the guys who are outside that? So that, you know.
You know, that's a hard question because those top guys, they just have confidence. I think it's a lot of a mental game when you get to that top 5. From 5th to 10th, I think it's a little bit of speed and endurance. You know, as you guys seen, Dean Wilson and Weston were kind of running up there this week, but they just didn't quite have that endurance to finish off their program. And then I think when you get to that top 5, you know, so many little things come into play as, you know, what did you eat this week? How did you feel this week? You know, did the plane flight affect you? What time did you get to bed? You know, it's so fine-tuned. So, you know, for me, there's a lot of big things and big gains that I can make quickly. You know, as you guys seen this year, I made some big gains and got quite a bit faster, and I'm going to do the same thing throughout the season and next year. But I think as you raise that bar, you know, you go from 15th to 10th to 5th to 1st, everything just gets more and more fine-tuned. I would say the biggest thing in being a winner in the top 5 is just mental state and feeling good on that day and getting over that fact of, you know, am I going to be the guy this weekend? Am I going to get the start? I think it's just knowing that you're going to do it. And then from 5th to 10th, I think, you know, just training a little bit harder and getting that speed. And from 10th to 15th, I think it's just a lot of strength training and mental and believing that you can be that guy. So, I mean, each kind of wave of positions definitely has a different story to tell. But for the most part, those top 5 guys, I really think it's just a mental thing on the weekend on how they feel.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, let's get you up there. Let's get you in that main.
Absolutely.
Cracking that top 15.
Yep, believe it.
Well, hey, man, appreciate you answering those questions, and I'm sure the fans appreciate it even more. Now, real quick before we let you go, Adam, give us your top 5 for this weekend.
I'm going to go with Marvin Musquin for the win. Man, it's so hard to put Eli Tomac anywhere else but first or last. Even though he came through the pack, that was a phenomenal race, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Marvin Musquin, Eli Tomac, Jason Anderson. You know what? Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go Marvin Musquin, Cooper Webb, Eli Tomac, Jason Anderson, Blake Baggett. That's going to be my top 5.
It's going to be a big shake-up.
And you know what? Actually, God, that's so hard because, you know, one of the things you got to look at, too, is St. Louis. Baggett's done really good a couple years, and I've always heard from his mouth that he loves that track. So I'm actually going to put Marvin Musquin first.
Okay.
I'm going to put Webb second, Baggett third, Anderson fourth, and Justin Brayton fifth.
So that means Tomac's going to get dead last.
Tomac and dead
he's
last.
going to be out of the top 5. I mean, it's a gamble, but I mean, as you guys can see, you never know what's going to happen in Supercross.
Yep, he needs to stay off
Right
the
on,
dirt.
man.
Oh, shoot.
We'll see how it goes this weekend. Well, hey, man, we appreciate you coming on the show, answering those questions. Good luck this weekend, and put it in the main.
Yeah, good luck out there.
Heck yeah, thanks for having me, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, we'll see ya.
See ya.
Later, boys.
I like that. Good questions from the people.
Thank you for
Good
asking.
stuff. So
There you go. You got your answers. It's pretty interesting what he said, how every level of riders kind of has their own mental state.
it kind of seems like you have more help to get rid of little things that cause you stress, kind of clear your head on race day. So.
Well, after watching Adam just struggle terribly to get his picks in, you know what time it is.
Time to lock them in.
Let's do it.
Locking our picks down for St. Louis. we got to break out of our funks that we've been in.
I need a miracle at this point.
I see how many points you get and think you copy my picks. We're doing different picks, same bad results. So.
Well, if Brayton didn't just make me look like a total moron.
Hey, I left him out too. I'll share some of the blame.
All right.
But I'm putting Tomac back in first this week. I mean, he came from dead last to second. Okay. My gosh. Then Jason Anderson back to second. Marvin Muscan third. Webb fourth. Craig fifth. I can't get burned by him again. And I love the guy, but Dino, he's looking about eighth for me. So what do you got?
All right. Well, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm with the 7 deuce deuce. I've got Muscan winning, Tomac in third, or second, sorry. Webb in third. Anderson, I kind of in a funk. I don't know what his deal is, but
just playing it safe.
I keep him in fourth, and I've actually got, I know.
Justin.
Let it rain comments below. Let it rain. Yeah. I'm ready for him.
Yep.
So Brayton for fifth, and then will you put that up for me over there?
Malcolm Stewart for
Malcolm
your wild card.
Stewart,
like
the Predator.
It.
Yep, those
I
are my
just hope
picks.
These two do get near each other, and we can see what happens.
That would be exciting.
Yep.
Well, there it is. Those are our picks. And remember, guys, you can play with Christian and I. It's Team RMATV MC and on the fantasy website.
Yep. You can also join 7 Deuce Deuce crew, Adam Naps group, the biggest group on fantasy. So
there you go. If you want to talk some smack, get in the group play. It's a good time. Well, now what? We got to talk about the best part of fantasy because that's the weekly prizes. So let's get into it. This is our prize recap.
All right, before we get into the prizes, we got the answer to the trivia from last week, which was what round before Daytona had the least amount of DNFs?
The most.
The most, and how many total we had all year. So
what are the answers?
The least was Glendale with only 1. Most was Tampa with 7. And 31 in the 450 class all year before Daytona. So
31 DNFs.
31 DNFs. It's been a rough year.
What's wild though is that Daytona roughest track?
Nothing.
No.
Everybody finished, yeah. So.
All right.
This week's trivia, I got a good one for you.
Okay.
I want to see if someone can name this rider. This rider's been to the LCQ in the last 8 rounds and has made the main out of those in 7 of them. He's only missed 1 main event all year, and he's only finished in 10th place 4 times and 11th place twice in his last 6 heat races. So think about that, comment your answers, and we'll see who can get it right. But
interesting.
Back into the prizes, round 11, St. Louis. We got first place, Pirelli MX32 mid to hard tires, a Cherubies plastic, Scotia audio package.
Yeah, let's see, Pro Honda, Cycler's giving out complete body kit, Works Connection, EVS, Bell MX9 with MIPS, Dirt Tricks giving away zirconium rear sprocket. Those are awesome.
Yep.
Motul digital slacker, and of course,
90 Rocky Mountain gift cards. So
that's right.
100 chances to win.
Doesn't matter when you sign up. Every week you can win weekly prizes. So get signed up now if you have not yet.
Okay.
Anything else, dude?
No, just good luck on your picks and make sure to comment on the video.
I'm Chase.
I'm Christian.
We'll see you next week.